This video is made for entertainment purposes only. All claims are alleged. The contents of facts and all data shown in this video have been taken from various social platforms. Any resemblance to any person, entity, in any form is purely coincidental. My intention is not to hurt the sentiments of any person, personality, or any community in any form. Hi, welcome back to Empress Lioness. I have not uploaded in a couple weeks, but I am back. I'm about to be consistent with this. They got some new YouTube requirements, for your monetization, so they lowered them. And I was dealing with some stuff, had to get my mind right, but I'm back. I'm going to be consistent, dropping videos a lot. But we're going to get into this review of LoveandMarriageHuntsville, Season 6, Episode 11. So first we have, we're still at the Course 6 Black Expo comeback group meeting. We don't know what it is. It's just a meeting right now. So we're at the Course 6 meeting, and where we left off when Maurice is telling Tisha and Marceau that they're stealing their idea. Marceau says anything other than comeback group is dysfunctional. But Kimmy says he's the biggest dysfunction of the group. And, I like Kimmy for that because she don't care. It's like she called him out. I like that because we all know we don't like Marceau. He get on everybody's nerves. I just love when people call him out for his bullshit. But Marceau brings up Melody not wanting to be a part of the comeback group, and she says she doesn't have a problem anymore, and she would be a part of it after Kimmy asks her. And I'm like, why are you always reverting back to Melody? Like, it always ends up talking about Melody and what she wants and how she feels it, and it's just like, kind of like, why the fuck are y'all always bringing her up or making it seem like she's the problem as to why y'all can't get the shit together? Basically, how I feel. It's like, I'm here, and why the fuck y'all keep bringing me up? If I want to do it, whatever. But like, they really do want her to do it because they know she's the biggest of the group. She is on the next level, and she does have the strongest fan base out of all of them. Like, she is the it girl. She is that girl of the show. She has a very strong foundation, very strong fan base, and they know they're gonna stick. Her fan base is gonna stick beside it, and they're gonna show up, and they show up every time. So they act like they don't care if she's a part of it or not, but they know they need her to be a part of it because she's the one who's going to bring the most traction. If she's not in it, I'm pretty sure a lot of motherfuckers not going to show up. But there's one person who do care, and that's Maurice, and he don't care how anybody feel about it. He wants her to be a part of it, and he knows the benefit of Melody being a part of it. But he's going to say, he's making it about everybody. He wants everybody to be a part of it because he feels like it's not going to be the same, and this is the comeback group, the Course 6, and everybody should be a part of it. If not everybody not a part of it, basically he's not going to do it, and it ain't going to be right. So Melody asks if there is a set date. She asks Tisha, and she says yes, but he says he's booked. I don't know if he's joking or not. And Melody says she won't be there because she has other obligations. She has a tour that she's going to be on for her music. So Maurice suggests that she can do it electronically. Tisha immediately shuts that down. And that throws Melody off and everybody else off. Like, why the fuck are you shutting that down? Like, that doesn't make sense. You want everybody to be a part of it. You making a big deal about everybody being a part of it. People have other obligations. You act like other people not busy, especially Melody. Melody is booked and busy. She has shit going on for real, in real life. And you still want her to make time for you, and you not paying her. You're not paying her. And somebody makes a suggestion for her to still be there, and you got a problem with it. That's crazy to me. That's what was the problem for her to show up electronically? I don't know. I just get hater vibes from Tisha. Honestly, I really do. But that was crazy how she just shut that shit down so fast. So then Melody speaks up and says, "You've been shutting things down off rip. First, you don't want to pay nobody. You so stern about that, and now I'm letting you know my schedule, stuff that I had planned prior to this expo that y'all came up with out of fucking nowhere, and y'all expect us to be, all of us to be there. You're not considering what we had, other obligations that everybody has planned. I'm letting you know I have plans that's obligating. This is the first time you've letting us know the date. So, Core 6 member gives us a suggestion and you shut it down immediately. That makes no sense. You really don't want. I honestly feel like this meeting is just for the show. Honestly, this shit is not happening. This expo is not for real. It's not happening. It's really just for the show, and just so they can have scenes all together, because they haven't filmed all together. The actual core people of the show who started the show, they haven't filmed all together in one room in seasons. So honestly, I just feel like it's for the show. But that was crazy how she just shut that shit down. And Melly calls her out like, you're closed minded, like, because that was, why would you shut that down? But Marie says she wants everyone involved. But Melody says she's not all the way on board because, of the past and the history that they have. And I can understand her on that, because it's like, girl, Tisha, you was just calling her a dark soul. She's a wolf in sheep's clothing. Like, I wouldn't want to do business with you either. Then she says about Martell too. But we're going to get it. She goes more into depth in the next scene when she goes to meet Tisha. But Marcel says he feels like they can do it without Melody. And Tisha says, no, that's not going to work. Marcel, no, that shit ain't going to be nothing without Melody. It's just not. And I'm not no millimeter. I'm not a millimeter per se, but I'm definitely a supporter and a fan of Mel. I'm not like a millimeter. I feel like a millimeter. You know how every celebrity, every person, they have like die-hard fans. I'm not a die-hard fan of anybody. Like, no celebrity. I like who I like. I support who I support. But I'm not no die-hard. Yeah, no. That ain't me. But I definitely support Melody. But it's like, reality is reality. Melody is going to be the one who's going to bring the most people. Trust me, the people, her mellometers, they're going to show up and they're going to show out every time. And if it's just y'all, people not really going to show up. They just really not. I.e. that fundraiser that Tisha and Marceau was trying to do, that shit, they didn't even keep that shit up for a whole week. That shit, they put it on their Instagram. They asked for it, they didn't even get, and they took that shit right down. So that shows the kind of support that they do and they don't get. But yeah, Marcel know that shit ain't gonna work. He really just, he the misogynist that he is. He don't want to admit that a woman has more power and more influence and success than him. But Tisha know what's up. Um, but then Marcel goes to say, well, Maurice is really hell bent on Melody being there, and so Marcel feel like he's gonna ruin it for everybody. Okay. So then we go to Melody. She meets Nell and they do a pole dancing class. And she said that's her ride or die. And I had a question mark. I put that question mark in my comments because it's like I think it was the last episode, Nell, she was being real messy. So I don't know. I don't trust her like that, but okay, but Melody knows, whatever. Melody feels she's loyal and honest and doesn't question if her heart is pure towards her. I ain't gonna question that because she has a personal relationship with her. But what we seen last episode, I don't know if that was pure or I don't know. She was being real messy to me. But yeah. Melly says she is in a good place with her new boo because Nell asked her about it. Everybody been asking her. Everybody been in a frenzy about, what she posted on Valentine's Day. She went out of the country and she gave everybody a little snippet of her new boo, his arm and stuff like that. And everybody been trying to get some tea from her, and Melody ain't giving it. But she did give a little to Nell because, she feels Nell is a part of her real inner circle. So she'll give her a little bit, you know. But she says she is in a good place with her new boo. She posted all the time about wanting a protector, professor, and a provider. And, I follow Melody, so I did see when she was posting that. So she was really manifesting her new man. And I'm really happy about that. She said he checks all the boxes and more. She didn't realize she didn't have protection for years in her marriage until she got with her new boo. And that is something that a lot of women go through, especially when they've been in a toxic, abusive, relationship or marriage that dealt with a narcissist or somebody that just wasn't for them, but they were in love and wanted to be with that person. And then after you get out of a relationship, you realize, and then especially when you get in a new healthy relationship, you realize like, damn, this person didn't do this. This person didn't make me feel this way. This person was this, that, and the other. And it's like, damn, I didn't have that in this relationship. So it's like it's a breath of fresh air, and it's good. And I'm happy for Millie that she found. She feel like she found her person, and she said she feel like she found her person, and I'm very happy for that. I'm very happy for her, and that's just really good to have, like, to manifest a man that you want. Um, but yeah, like a lot of women go through that, like not feeling safe in a relationship, but you don't realize it towards the end, or you do realize it, or you really don't until after, and you get in a relationship where somebody actually does provide that for you, like feeling safe, not just physically, but feeling safe emotionally and mentally really does matter, and it really means something to people, especially women. So when women say I need a protector and a provider, professor, whatever, but protector, provider, we mean more than just this physical protection. I feel like when women say that, men just take it as, oh, just physical. But no, you protect your woman in more ways than just physical. It's emotional, mental, spiritually, all of that. Martell definitely did not protect her. As you clearly can see, he did not protect her at all. From sleeping and getting another one pregnant, talking, pillow talking, putting his ex against him, and then not protecting or defending her, not demanding his mistress to respect. None of that. He wasn't respecting her. All that, like, that's not protection. So yeah, I understand what she's talking about, and it's very, very happy for her that she found that in somebody else. But she said it happened fast after she manifested it. And Nell asks, does she think this is her person? And she said yes. And she says he's very attentive, but they won't be meeting him right now. And most likely won't be meeting him until she's married. And I feel her on that. But she says he checks all the boxes and then some, which is great. Mel talks about the Black Expo. She tells Nell it's a lot of bad hatred between them and it's bad blood. And she can give advice when it's available. But she's still, taking baby steps. So then we go to Marcel and Tisha, and they are moving into an apartment because they are renovating the house that they were living in. As well as, it's taking longer for Scott Manor to be built. Which I ain't gonna, it don't take that. It really do it. I don't think it take that long to build a house. Like, it just don't. I'm a HGTV fanatic. I love HGTV. It's a show on there where this couple, they build a house in 100 days or less. Nice houses too, but they feel like it usually take about a year. Tisha and Marcel say it's gonna take 2 to 3 years. Nah, that's crazy. 2 to 3 years. I don't know. It's like, why would then on top of they bought land that they had to tear shit down, and I said, why didn't y'all just buy a lot that was already? I I don't know. That shit just don't sound right to me. 2 to 3 years to build a house. Either y'all don't got the money, to build that shit, or y'all trying to keep up with the Joneses. Y'all trying to go over y'all fucking budget or something, because 2 to 3 years, that's crazy. But Marcel says him and MJ should stay in the house, because he wants to stay there to renovate it, and it's a time factor, and he wants to work on it while he's living there because he's done that before and other stuff. But Tisha says no out of the gate. Like, no, you're gonna stay here with the family. Y'all are not gonna stay in no bachelor pad. Marcel was like, it's not a bachelor pad, me and my son. We just stay in there to renovate. And I get what he's saying. Because that's happened. Like, my granddad, he's a contractor. And he stays in houses that he renovates. Like, so I've seen that before. I've seen that before. But it's like, Marcel is Marcel. We all know he's slick. He's sneaky. He got shit going on. He do. I don't give a fuck if we ain't proved it yet. But he got shit going on. And he just don't want to be around. He want to fucking break from Tisha. Honestly, that's what I feel. He want to break from Tisha. He don't want to be around Tisha. He want to not see her every day. That's really how I feel. But honestly, at the same time, everybody said they've been together for a long ass time. They've been married for a long time. Like, you've been together that long, 15 plus years. Yeah, you'll get tired of your person. You like, I need a break from your ass. Like, but yeah, he don't want to be around Tisha. Yeah, he's because he want to renovate, but he's using that as an opportunity to get away from her for a minute. That's really what it is. I mean, that's one of the reasons he want to get away from her for a minute. He just do. The teacher says no, they're family and they're gonna stay under one roof. Period. Marshall says he'll compromise, but it'll come out of their allowance, so they're gonna have to pay a third party for labor. And she was like, yeah, okay, that's fine, because you ain't staying in no fucking. Tisha really, I honestly feel like Tisha was really saying that because she know her husband, and she know her husband probably gonna be over there bringing hoes and shit over there. I'm just gonna be honest. That's what I think. And she know that shit. And she like, no. It's gonna be way too easy for you to be having hoes in and out. No. But okay. Tisha meets Mel at a restaurant and they talk about the meeting. She feels it's something deeper than money and she feels she's just making excuses and she needs to say that if she doesn't want to be a part of it. So basically Tisha saying, Mel, you don't want to be part of it, just say that and stand on it. Tisha asks how's it having her kids every other week. She says it was hard at first, but she got used to it. Melly says she's not going to go into the depth with Tisha about the custody battle because she feels if you haven't been through it, you wouldn't understand. And I get that. And of course, I mean, she didn't even have to tell Tisha, even have to explain why she not telling Tisha. I feel like she not telling Tisha because she don't fuck with Tisha. Tisha is not her friend. Tisha says she has a dark soul, so why the fuck would she tell Tisha anything personal going on with her? So she didn't even have to explain why she didn't tell her about a custody battle. I wouldn't tell her shit personal about my life anyway. Like, we know we don't fuck with each other. We just co-workers. So Tisha tells Mel she felt like she wasn't there, and during the meeting she was quiet, and she's not used to that because she's a leader, and she's usually says a lot, has a lot of suggestions, advice, and whatever, asking questions, stuff like that. But it's just the last time they met, it wasn't a lot that has gone on between them. So she's talking about probably about 3 years ago, but now in 2023, a lot has gone on, and she has a lot going on right now. She says a lot has been said. And then they bring up the reunion where Tisha called Melody a dark. She said she had a dark soul and she's a wolf in sheep clothing. And that's just a reminder to everybody, like, girl, you was just telling me this last year. No, she said a couple months ago. So now you want to work with me. There's no way somebody that you feel has a dark soul and is a wolf in sheep clothing, why the fuck would you want to work with them? If you feel that way about them and you feel like this is the type of person they are, why would you want to work with them? That makes no sense. So I don't understand why she doesn't understand why Melody is not all in. I wouldn't be all in either. I wouldn't be in it, period, honestly. Melody, she's a good one. But I wouldn't be, and I see why she moved the way she moved, but I wouldn't be in it, period. When we came, like, you call me this and then you don't even want to pay me, bitch, fuck you. Like, no. Because when they first met and she told, oh, I'm not paying nobody. So you said all this about me. You want me to work with you, but you don't want to pay me after you did all. Bitch, fuck you. At least you can pay me. Like, you asking me for favors? You asking the Dark Soul and the Wolf and Sheep cousin for favors, basically. Girl, bye. But Tisha is hell bent on, well, she really just want to glaze over that fact. She just want to, oh, well, I did. She want to put that aside and be like, well, I did say that, but, put our personal feelings aside. No, bitch, fuck you. No. You said what you said. And it's like, but guess what? If that was the other way around and somebody said that to her, oh, she wouldn't let that shit go. Just like she didn't let that shit go with Kimmy a couple seasons ago, where they was like, what, 2 seasons? She kept bringing up shit. Like, Tisha is the type of person that she could do some shit to you. She gonna bring that shit up. She is needy. She is clingy. She's the type of person she could do whatever to you, and then ask you for certain things to do for her. But when it's flipped, she don't do none of that shit. She don't support you in the same way. She don't want to be held accountable in the same way. She is that type of person. I would not be dealing with her ass either. I wouldn't want to work with her. But Melody also says she don't want to be around Martell. Especially now when he got her in a custody battle, trying to take her kids. Like, I wouldn't want to be around her either. But she says a lot has been said, and she feel like it's irrational to feel like she should just jump right back into something with them just because it's for the community. And I feel that too. Like, girl, I don't need y'all to do shit for the community, first of all. Honestly, I feel like they're not doing this shit for the community. They doing this shit for a quick cash grab. They're not worried about that fucking community shit. They not. I don't care what people say. They not. This shit ain't real for real. I honestly feel like this is just something for the show so they can all film, like I said before. Tisha agrees and says her points are valid, but she still feels this about the community and personal feelings should be put to the side. And it's just like, Tisha, you just annoying. She is so annoying, but you wouldn't put your personal feelings aside. You don't know how I know? Because she was so quick to bring up, oh, well, I tried to support you at your skincare launch and you kicked me out. She's still holding on to that shit. Trust me, if Carlos didn't tell their ass that, yeah, y'all better get it together, she would still be holding on. She would not be sitting in that room. She only doing this shit for the show. But let's move on. Stormy and her mom sit and talk to her cousin and her aunt. Stormy says her mom and aunt have emotional battles between them from the past, and they don't get along, or they've had issues and stuff. Her aunt is upset about Betty telling her about JJ being fired. She felt it was off guard. And her aunt says, he don't work there no more. And he said something about Stormy, and she was about to whoop his butt. So basically, Betty told JJ, I don't know if that's right, JJ Jr., whatever, it start with a J. He told JJ's mom about him being fired, and she really said it in a nonchalant, inconsiderate way, like, yeah, well, he fired. Like, I really feel like she was saying that in a vindictive way, especially after this scene. Like, yeah, she's a very miserable, messy, vindictive, evil, like, Betty, Stormy's mom. She's one of them women. Yeah, one of them old women in your family where it's like, bitch, I do not deal with you. Stay your negative energy as over there. But and it's crazy because before they came, Stormy was burning some sage. Sage clears negative energy and resets the energy so it can bring in positive energy. And that's crazy because your mama was sitting right next to you. Your mom is a negative energy, so I probably feel like your mama is the reason why you had a spiritual awakening, and all about good positive energy, because your mom is very negative. She has very negative energy. She does. She has very negative, low vibrational energy. You really be trying to cleanse your mom away, because she really does have like negative, low vibrational energy. If anybody's a dark soul, it's definitely Miss Betty. She definitely is. Yeah. And it's crazy because it's not just people seeing it. Her own sister says she evil. So what the fuck does that say? But yeah, like she told her aunt. I feel like she told her aunt in like a condescend, like a way to get her upset, to get her to react. Um, but Betty said she didn't say that, and she doesn't bite her tongue. Stormy has done a lot for him, and he wasn't there for her or have her back. So she was talking about the warehouse and the business, how that ran. He didn't tell her when stuff was messing up in the warehouse. And he said it's only so much he could see. But she was like, well, the stuff you did see, you didn't tell her. And so then Stormy's aunt asks, like, whose business is it? Is it Stormy's or yours? Because why are you so concerned about what the fuck's going on with business? That's still her business. Yeah, you her mama, but it's like, you too fucking involved in some shit. You don't got shit to do with. You ain't running shit, nothing. Of course, probably your daughter taking care of you, but it's like you don't have no say. She handled it. She felt like he wasn't doing his part, whatever, so she let him go. But you too worried about what the fuck going on in that fucking warehouse, and you don't have shit up. You in no parts of it. Like you doing the most. But Stormy says she just wants to be able to tell her how she feels about not hearing it from Junior. Her aunt says she's 29 years old. She can tell him what to do or his aunt, but she threatens to whoop him every time she gets mad. So Betty says she's mad about how he treated Stormy, and she says Stormy paid $15,000 to get him out of jail. And I'm like, what was the point of you even bringing that up? What was the point? There was no point, no relevancy, nothing to bring that shit up. It's like you brought that up to get a reaction, and it's like, why are you throwing that in their face? People like that. That's the people you don't do shit for. Don't tell people shit because they gonna throw that shit in your face. And I understand why her aunt got so upset because it's like, bitch, what was the point of you saying that and trying to air somebody like that was bad? But then when she brought up the fact that Stormy got locked up at whatever age, she said it was 19. So the fuck what? You still got locked up. You want to feel away? It's funny because she want to sit there and laugh and bring up like, oh, was she bringing up when you went to jail? It's just like, yeah, because how you gonna get feel away? Because she brought up about your child going to jail when you just aired out and just said, oh, he had to bond, Stormy bonded you out of jail. Don't get mad because they brought up some shit when you brought it up first. And honestly, it's just like, she really said that to be petty, and I don't blame her, but it's like, don't be bringing up my son and him going to jail and your daughter bail him out, and then, but you don't want me to bring up some shit either? No. But her aunt gets upset. She says, take their mic off. And she was like, she had no right to bring that up. And she said she brung up Stormy going to jail. And Betty was sitting there laughing like a little evil, like, yeah, sitting there laughing, antagonize her. Stormy says, thank you for letting everyone know she went to jail for 3 days, but she saw the judge and they threw it out. Betty says she is lying. Why? Betty asked, is she lying though? Are you lying though? She's like, why are you bringing it up? She's not. And she was like, she's not going to be fake. It's like, but that honestly, that had nothing to do with the conversation. Nothing at all. So you're not gonna be fake. What the fuck does Stormy bailing him out of jail have to do with you being fake? That was really like, you was really like vindictive and really wanted to do that to get a rise and a reaction out of her sister because they don't have a good relationship. But I see who the problem is though. It's definitely Betty. Stormy says, no, Jesse says, you think airing out everyone's laundry is cool, but yours is clean. And Betty says she doesn't want to talk to him because he's a condescending little prick. Betty says blood don't have to be thicker than water. And Stormy goes to talk to her aunt. Her aunt says she is done with her mom because she's evil. But Stormy says she needs to go back in there because she's in there with JJ and is going to a place she doesn't need it to. She is going to the place where she needs to be. And so Betty calls Junior a condescending prick again, and he asks her to explain. She says she doesn't have to. She tells him, "Don't fuck with me." Her aunt tells Betty to leave her child alone, and Betty says, "Make me." So, from the looks of it, Betty is really just a miserable, evil, negative ass, low vibrational ass person, old woman. Like we all came across a woman like that, or got a family member like that, where they just mad at the world, they miserable, and misery loves company. They always into it with somebody. They all got something to fucking say. They don't think they're wrong. They just like that's the type. Me, family or not, you like that, I'm gonna cut you off. I ain't got shit to do with you. I don't give a fuck. Blood, sister, I don't care. No. Like Betty is definitely a very negative person. She talking about she didn't like Melody's energy. Girl, you are the one with the negative energy. You are the one with the bad energy that nobody likes. So we see you as projecting on Melody because you said you didn't like her energy. Girl, you need to worry about your energy. Your energy is disgusting. It really is. Um, her aunt tells Betty to leave her child alone, and Betty says, "Maybe I said that already," but she says that's a grown motherfucker. It's just like, and then when she stood up, nodding her head and stuff like that, it's like, and then Jetty was just looking at her like, "Nigga, what is wrong with you? Like, why are you doing like you doing so much?" They were really looking at her like, "You doing the most? Like, why are you being so like, what the fuck wrong with you?" Basically, like how he was looking at her, like he was just sitting there, not even saying that. He was just looking at her like something is wrong with you, girl. Like for real. But her aunt tells Betty she hopes she wins an Academy Award because she's willing to sell her family. She's no longer her sister. You know, Stormy gets all upset and start yelling like, "No, we didn't want this to happen," and stuff like that. But I'm like, she going off what her sister said earlier. Blood don't gotta be thicker than water. And it's like you saying that like everybody everybody else is the problem, not you. But you are the problem. Clearly, I see Betty is the problem. She is the family member that people gotta cut off and be like, yeah, blood ain't thick in the water, and they're gonna be pertaining to a person like her because she is the type you can't be around her. You can't consider her family because she's just a negative. Just her energy is just horrible. So yeah. So your sister is going off what you said, like yeah, and I don't blame her. Yeah, cut her off. I don't give a fuck, sister or not. It's like she's doing too much. And she's really like when her sister said, yeah, she evil, she definitely does give off that evil vibe. Like she just no. But she left and she said she can't talk to the devil. But Stormy says her mom and sister used to be close until their dad got sick and her mom had to take care of him. Her aunt says she feels blindsided and she trusted her. So I feel like, Stormy's aunt came into the scene, you didn't, thinking like y'all better not do this TV shit where y'all do the most for this fucking camera and sell your fucking family out just to be on this fucking show. But they basically she's really telling me like this y'all did exactly that. But she didn't wanna but I Stormy was kinda dismissing that and acting like she didn't hear that part. But then she was like, well, I can't control what my mama say. This is really just another Tisha. It wasn't Tisha saying the same shit. I can control what my mama say. That shit crazy. But I feel like Betty is worse than what after what we see on the blogs about women's want what she do. But yeah, honestly, this is normal for these women down here in these country ass women. You from Alabama? Sorry, don't get offended, whatever. But it's the fucking truth. These women down here, these country ass women down here, especially these old women, all these women. But when you get older, all these motherfuckers are messy ass, country ass, messy ass, miserable ass, negative ass motherfuckers, gossiping motherfuckers, bro. They all act the fucking same. Messy as hell, miserable, don't got shit else to talk about but negative ass gossip. Like, I'm telling you. So this is, and I'm not from Alabama. I'm from Atlanta, but I've been here. I lived here for 5 years, and I was with someone for 10 years, and then his family's from Alabama. Trust me, I done seen this shit. These old women, boy, all these women, period, from young to old, are all messy as hell, negative ass. But I'm talking about the older women. Baby, they all act like this. Most of them act like this. Just messy, nasty, negative, gossiping motherfuckers don't got shit else to do with their time but talk shit. But yeah, so her aunt was like, I'm just done. Like, y'all doing the most for TV. Her aunt says, well, y'all, we ain't no coming back from this, and I ain't gonna never talk to her again. Her aunt says they can't be whole with her sister. She says she's always the one who try to keep the peace, and she's never wrong. Betty is never wrong. She gets loud and ghetto just to prove her point. And then whenever she do that, y'all ask me to forgive her over and over again. She feels she can do whatever she wants, say whatever she wants, and she acts like her kids don't have no feeling. And she said, ain't no coming back from this. And she says, if you talk to Betty, she probably gonna have to bail both of them out of jail. And I feel like this is not like abnormal. There's a lot of people like this, a lot of families like this, where they're in their families feud, and there's certain people who's just like they always the problem, they always chaos, they always negative, it's always an issue with them, and then it's the other people who try to, give them grace, deal with them, forgive them. But then when you don't want to forgive them no more, do you still want to try to no. At a certain point you gotta cut people the fuck off, family or not. I don't care how close family is. Cut them off. And Betty, she's one of those families you gotta cut the fuck off and leave her ass in the dust and don't deal with her, because she don't do shit but bring problems and negativity. But her aunt tells her you gotta take accountability, and it's to be continued. So this was a pretty decent episode. But this was my review. Make sure y'all go like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see y'all in the next video.